New at 10, a change at the Alamodome, where thousands of people are vaccinated every day. Volunteers who help run the vaccine clinic used to get a dose themselves after working just one shift. But as Eyewitness News reporter Zach Briggs explains, that policy has changed.
Every day, the Alamodome is packed with anywhere from 100 to 119 volunteers. Metro Health utilizes these medical and non-medical volunteers for many duties, including traffic control, sanitation, and injecting patients with the coronavirus vaccine. For the past several weeks, volunteers were eligible to receive a vaccine of their own at the end of their shift, but now 2 shifts must be completed in order to qualify for the shot.
What brought up the change in policy was so we can implement more of consistency and improve the quality of service that's provided to our residents here in San Antonio and Bexar County. Also eliminate a lot of the training of multiple volunteers daily.
Metro Health's Evelyn Garza oversees the volunteer program. She stresses the importance of getting more volunteers who come to help more than once. Volunteers at the Alamodome are adults of all ages who may not qualify to get a dose otherwise. Others are eligible under the state's distribution plan, but they volunteer because vaccine appointments are still difficult to get.
Many of our volunteers are in the phase 1B category. A lot of them are in their 70s, 80s. Individuals are signing up their parents because this is the easiest way or the fastest way for them to get their vaccine. By making individual or asking individuals to volunteer twice, it does help us to get more of the vaccine out into the community.
Zach joins us live at the Alamodome. Zach, how many volunteers have been vaccinated so far compared to non-volunteers?
Well, since January, 1,900 volunteers have received the coronavirus vaccine. Now compare that to more than 138,000 non-volunteers who have received their first dose. Reporting live tonight at the Alamodome, Zach Briggs, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
Zach, thank you. Check out our COVID-19 vaccine tracker for more key information about the vaccine and distribution in our area. Just head to kens5.com/vaccine.